1. Introduction. My name is Kate. I am 24 years old. I live in a very small village far from the city. Our village is a quiet place where everyone knows each other. My home is a small farm, and life here is not easy. We do not have much money. Every day, my family works hard on the farm just to have enough food to eat. We grow vegetables and take care of our animals. It is constant work from morning until night. My father is a kind man, but he is sick. He cannot work on the farm like he did before. He is often tired and weak. My mother takes care of him every day. She also works on the farm and in the house. She is a strong woman, but I see the worry in her eyes. I love my parents, and it hurts me to see them struggle. I often look at the fields and dream of a different life. I want a better life for my family. I want my father to see a good doctor in the city. I want my mother to rest and not work so hard. In my village, there are no good jobs. My dream feels very far away, like a distant star I can see but never touch. It is hard to have hope when every day is the same. I want more than just working on the farm until I am old. I want to see the world outside my small village. One afternoon, my best friend, Sarah, came to see me. She was very excited. She held a newspaper in her hand. She told me about a job in the big city. A very rich company was looking for an assistant. Sarah said, "Kate, you must try. You are smart and a hard worker. This could be your chance for a new life." Her words were like a small light in a dark room. The city is a big, scary place for a girl from a small village. I have never been there, but the idea of helping my family was much stronger than my fear. I thought about it all night. I could not sleep. The next morning, I made my decision. I told my parents I was going to the city. My mother cried a little, but she held my hand tightly. She said she was proud of me. My father gave me a weak smile and told me to be brave and careful. I packed one small bag with my only good dress and a few other things. I did not have much to take with me. I said goodbye to Sarah and my parents at the small bus stop. My heart was full of two strong feelings, hope and fear. I was hopeful for a new beginning, a chance to change everything for my family. But I was also afraid of the unknown, of leaving everyone I knew behind. As the bus started to move away from my village, I looked out the window one last time. I did not know it then, but that single choice was the start of a new story. It was a choice that would change my life forever in ways I could never imagine. 2. The man everyone fears. The city was big and loud, very different from my quiet village. My first day was difficult. People on the street walked fast and did not smile. They looked at my simple dress and old bag, and I felt small and alone. But I remembered my family, so I tried to be strong. I found the address for the interview. It was a very tall, glass building that looked like a modern palace. I took a deep breath and went inside. The office was on the top floor. A secretary asked me to wait. After a few minutes, she said, "Mr. Carter will see you now." My heart was beating fast. I walked into a huge room with big windows. The whole city was below us. A man was sitting behind a large, dark desk. This was Bill Carter. Everyone knew about him. He was only 30 years old, but he was a billionaire and the CEO of this company. People said he was cold, powerful, and that everyone was afraid of him. They said he never smiled. He looked up when I entered. His eyes were dark and sharp. He was not smiling, just as people said. But he did not look angry. Instead, he looked curious. He watched me as I walked to the chair in front of his desk. "Sit down," he said in a low, calm voice. He did not look at my papers. He just looked at me. He asked simple questions, not about my past jobs. "Why do you want to work here?" he asked. I answered honestly. "I want to help my family. My father is sick," I said. He asked another question. "Are you afraid of hard work?" I shook my head. "No, sir. I have worked hard my whole life." He was quiet for a moment, just looking at me with his sharp eyes. I did not know what he was thinking. "That is all. You can go," he said finally. The interview was very short. I was sure I did not get the job. I stood up and said, "Thank you for your time." As I was leaving, his secretary stopped me. She was smiling. "Congratulations," she said. "You got the job. The boss chose you himself. He said you start on Monday." I was completely shocked. I could not speak. Why did the man everyone fears choose me, a simple girl from a farm? I could not understand it. 3. The contract marriage. The first few weeks at Carter Enterprises went by quickly. I worked very hard and learned my job as Mr. Carter's assistant. My tasks were simple at first, like answering phones and organizing his schedule. Soon, I was preparing documents for his meetings. I liked being busy. It helped me forget that I was lonely in the big, noisy city. Mr. Carter was always a serious boss. He was polite but never friendly or warm. We only talked about work. I did not know anything about his personal life, and he did not ask about mine. One Tuesday evening, I was getting ready to go home. My desk was tidy, and the office was quiet and dark. Everyone else was already gone. Suddenly, my office phone rang, making me jump. It was Mr. Carter. His voice was calm and low. "Kate, please come to my office," he said. I was surprised. It was very late. My heart started to beat faster. I was worried I made a mistake on a report. I walked down the long hall to his big office. The door was open a little. He was standing by the large window, looking down at the city lights. "Close the door and have a seat," he said without turning around. I did as he asked. I sat in a comfortable leather chair in front of his large, empty desk and waited. The room was silent. He finally turned to look at me. His face was serious, and his eyes were hard to read. "I have a proposal for you," he said. "It is not about your job." I was very confused. What did he want to talk about? He continued, "I need you to marry me." I could not believe my ears. I was sure I heard him wrong. "I'm sorry, what did you say?" I asked, my voice shaking a little. "I need a wife for 1 year," he explained clearly. It will be a contract marriage. After exactly 1 year, we will get a divorce. In return, I will pay you a lot of money. It is enough to take care of your family for the rest of their lives. He told me that his grandmother died recently. Herwell said he must be married to get his part of the family company. I do not need love, he said, his voice cold. I just need a wife on paper. My first word was no. I stood up. I could not do it. A fake marriage felt wrong. But then I thought about my home. I saw my sick father's tired face in my mind. I thought about my mother, who worked so hard every day on the farm. This money could change everything. It could pay for the best doctors for my father. After a long, difficult silence, I sat back down and looked at Mr. Carter. My voice was small. I will do it, I said. The next week, we went to a small government office and signed the papers. It was fast and quiet. There was no white dress or happy music, just a contract and 2 witnesses. We were married, but it was our secret. No one could know the truth. 4 scandals and lies. Our secret marriage did not stay secret for long. A week after we signed the papers, the newspapers found out. The news was everywhere. Everyone was talking about the rich billionaire, Bill Carter, and his new, poor wife. The stories they wrote were terrible. They called me a gold digger. They wrote that I was a clever girl from a poor village who tricked Bill to get his money. The articles had pictures of my family's old, small house. They put them next to pictures of Bill's big, expensive home in the city. The message was clear. I did not belong. People believed these lies. I received many messages from strangers on the internet. They said horrible things to me. They hated me for something I did not do. I felt very alone and scared. I asked Bill to say something to the press. I wanted him to tell everyone that the stories were not true, but he did not. He just looked at me with his usual cold eyes and said, "Ignore them, Kate. Don't read the news." His words did not help. It felt like he did not care about my feelings at all. We had to go to many company events together. At these big, fancy parties, I felt small and lost. Beautiful women in expensive dresses always tried to talk to Bill. They touched his arm and laughed at his jokes. They flirted with him right in front of me, like I was not there. They did not respect me as his wife. The other rich ladies were not kind either. They whispered to each other when I walked by. They looked at my simple dress and judged me. One older woman came to me at a dinner. She said, "You are not good enough for him. You should go back to your village where you belong." I tried to be strong. I wanted to cry, but I smiled instead. My heart hurt very much. But then I started to see another side of Bill. It happened in small, quiet moments when we were at home. His little sister, who was only 10 years old, visited us one weekend. With her, Bill was a different person. He was gentle and kind. He played games with her and read her a story. I heard him laugh a real, warm laugh. I never saw him like that at the office. Another time, I was reading a book in the living room. I looked up and saw him watching me from the door. He was smiling a little, a soft smile. When our eyes met, he quickly looked away and his face became serious again. These small things made my heart feel confused. I saw a man who was not just a cold boss. I saw a man who could be kind and warm. My feelings for him started to change. I felt something new growing inside me, something more than just respect for my boss. But then I always had to remember the truth. Our marriage was just a business deal. It was a contract for 1 year. It was not real. This thought was a painful reminder to protect my heart. 5. A fake wife's broken heart. The nights were the hardest part of our contract life. During the day, I was Bill's busy assistant, and we worked well together. But at night, we were just two strangers living in a very big house. One evening, I was walking to my room when I saw a light under the door of his office. I heard his voice, low and serious. I did not want to listen, but I could not stop myself. He was talking on the phone. "I told you," he said, his voice tired. "I will never fall in love again. That part of my life is over for good." His words felt like ice in my chest. I quickly went to my room, my hands shaking. I sat on my bed in the complete dark. All those small moments when I saw him smile or be kind to his little sister came back to my mind. I thought maybe there was a different, warmer man under the cold CEO. But his words on the phone destroyed that small hope. Suddenly, I knew the truth. The money for my family was not the most important thing anymore. I wanted something the contract could not give me. I wanted him to look at me and feel something real. I wanted his heart. Things got much worse the next week. A woman named Melissa came to the office. She was tall, wore expensive clothes, and had a confident smile that did not reach her eyes. She was Bill's ex-girlfriend, and everyone in the office knew it. She walked into his office like she owned the place. Later, her face was all over the news. She told every reporter that our marriage was a lie. "It is a business deal," she said to the cameras. "Kate is a poor girl from a village. She is using him for his money." Melissa showed them fake emails to prove her story. The attacks started again, but this time they felt more painful. The newspapers printed my picture next to words like liar and gold digger. I stopped watching television and reading the news, but I could not escape it. I felt ashamed and completely alone. I could not even call my parents because I did not want them to worry. I cried in my room every night. The worst part was Bill's silence. He said nothing to the media. He did not defend me. He did not even talk to me about it. His silence was a high wall between us. It made me believe that he also thought I was a liar. My heart, which had started to hope, was completely broken. 6. The truth comes out. My heart felt like a heavy stone in my chest. I could not stay in this big, empty house for one more night. I was sure that Bill believed Melissa's lies. He thought I was just a girl who wanted his money. I went to my bedroom and quietly opened my small bag on the bed. I started to put my few clothes inside. My hands were shaking. Tears fell from my eyes onto my simple dresses. My life in the city was over. I was ready to go back to my village. With my bag in my hand, I walked slowly to the front door. My hand reached for the cold metal doorknob. I was just about to turn it when I heard a voice behind me. "Kate, stop." I froze. I turned around slowly. Bill was standing at the end of the hall. The look on his face was one I had never seen before. He was not angry or cold. For the very first time, he looked scared. His eyes were wide and worried. "Don't go," he said, his voice soft but urgent. "Please don't leave me." I was completely shocked. I could not find any words to say. "I believe you, Kate," he said again, walking closer to me. "I always believed you. I never thought you were a liar." "But you said nothing," I whispered. "The newspapers said terrible things. Melissa told everyone our marriage was fake." "I know," he said, his voice full of regret. "I am sorry I was quiet. I was working on a plan. I knew Melissa was lying to hurt you. I hired a lawyer 2 days ago. The lawyer was collecting proof to stop her." Later that evening, we sat on the sofa and watched the news. A reporter was talking about Melissa. The report showed everyone the truth. It showed proof that Melissa created fake documents and told lies to the media. The news said she tried to destroy me because she was jealous. My name was finally clean. The whole world knew I was not a gold digger. After that night, Bill changed completely. He was not the cold boss I met months ago. He started to take me out to nice restaurants. He smiled at me, a real, warm smile, even when other people were watching. If reporters came near us, Bill stood in front of me to protect me. He held my hand when we walked down the street. It felt new and wonderful. My heart felt so light. I looked at him one evening when he laughed at something I said. In that moment, I knew the truth in my own heart. I was not a fake wife anymore. I was a woman who was deeply in love with her husband. But then, a sad thought entered my mind. Our marriage was still a contract. Our 1 year was almost finished. What would happen to us when the contract ended? 7, a love that was not fake. The end of the year came too fast. The contract was for 1 year, and now the last week was here. My heart felt heavy every morning. I loved Bill, but our agreement was finished. I prepared myself to leave his big house and his life. I packed my small bag, the same one I brought from my village. It felt strange. I came with nothing, and I was leaving with a broken heart. I remembered all the difficult days, the lies from Melissa, and the cold words from strangers. But I also remembered the kind moments with Bill. I saw him smile. I saw him protect me. He showed me a different side of himself. I knew he cared about me, but I did not know if he loved me. The contract was only about business. I did not expect him to ask me to stay. On the last day, I went to his office. I wanted to say a proper goodbye. My hands were cold. I was ready to walk away forever, but Bill did something I never expected. He called a big meeting with all the company employees. I stood at the back of the room, confused. I did not understand why I was there. Bill stood at the front, but he did not look at his workers. He looked only at me. He walked through the crowd until he was right in front of me. Then he got down on one knee. Everyone in the room gasped. My own breath stopped. Bill held my hand. His eyes were full of feelings I had never seen before. "Kate," he said, his voice loud and clear for everyone to hear. "Our contract is over, but I don't care about contracts. I don't care about my grandmother's will. I only care about you. I love you. Please don't leave. Stay with me forever." Tears started to run down my face. They were not sad tears, they were happy tears. My heart felt like it was going to jump out of my chest. All the people in the room were silent, watching us. I looked at the powerful man kneeling before me. I saw only love in his eyes. "Yes," I cried. "Yes, I will stay." Bill stood up and pulled me close. He kissed me. This kiss was not for a contract. It was not a duty. It was real. It was full of a love that was not fake. 8. My new life. My life is completely different now. I am no longer just Kate from the farm. I am Kate Carter. I am Bill's wife, and this time it is real. There is no contract between us, only love. Our true life together started on that special day he asked me to stay with him forever. We moved into a beautiful, big house in the city. It has a large, green garden and many bright rooms with tall windows. It is very different from my small, simple home in the village, but I feel happy and safe here with Bill. Even with this new, rich life, I never forgot my family. They were always in my thoughts and in my heart. Bill understood this completely. He wanted to help them just as much as I did. My father was still sick, and I always worried about him. Bill was wonderful. He found the very best doctors for him in the whole country. He paid for all the medicine and the hospital costs. Now, my father is getting much better every day. My mother does not have to work so hard anymore. For the first time in their lives, my parents do not have to worry about money. They can live a comfortable and quiet life. I visit them very often. Seeing them smile and relax makes my heart feel full of joy. The people who talked about me also changed. Before, the newspapers wrote bad stories and called me a gold digger. Rich ladies at company parties looked at me with cold eyes. They believed I only wanted Bill's money. Now they look at me differently. They see Bill's real smile when he is with me. They see that our love is true and strong. Now they whisper, "Kate is a very lucky woman." But I know it was not just luck. Our story was not a simple one. Our love grew slowly, from a place of pain and many difficult moments. We had to fight against terrible lies and public scandals. All those hard times did not break us. Instead, they made our love for each other stronger. It became something real and unbreakable. Bill is not the cold, serious man I met on my first day. With me, he is warm and kind. He smiles all the time, especially when he looks at me. Every single day, he does something small to show his love. He holds my hand in public and protects me from everyone. In the evenings, he often holds me close and says, "You are my only choice, Kate, my forever choice." And when he says these words, I know he means them with all his heart. I believe him completely. My journey was long and strange. I was a poor girl from a small farm, and now I am the wife of a rich and powerful man. But the money and the big house are not the best part of my new life. The best and most precious thing I ever got was his heart.